Hello everybody, Nine Nandas. How's everybody doing today? Miss V out having a wee sniff. Most of our snow is gone. How friggin' wonderful is that? Look at that. Not too much left. Not too much at all. So anyway, let's do a walkabout, shall we? Hello. Tip of the hat to everybody this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to my hangers on and welcome to the newcomers. I watched a little bit of a conference in the Oval Office the other day. Oh, Trump, you don't look good. I'm just saying, you don't look good at all. He will do anything he can so he doesn't have to say I was wrong. I've never seen anybody look that bad, tap dance that well. Just saying. It's unbelievable. He has been baiting the stock market and investors and switching and baiting and switching and baiting and switching. So, seeing as he holds the top job, does that make him the master baiter? I'm thinking it does. He's always pulling something, him. But anyway, I digress. It looks like the stock market is way up today. So I wonder what he's going to say today that's going to make it go down. And now I think there's a pattern here that all his rich buddies don't need a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? They don't need that anymore. Because they know every day or every day and a half, he's going to say something that's going to crash the market. So they're all going to buy, buy, buy. And when those stocks go back up, like today, looking pretty good today, they're still not going to gain back that, almost between the three biggies there, it's, I don't know, 12. I think the Nasdaq's lost 19% since he started this baiting business. So there's that. And then today, Rubio snubbed the Ukraine peace talks. You know why? Because they didn't think that Volodymyr Zelensky would have any guts. Guess what? Boy's got guts. He ain't taking that shit laying down, and he's not going to let them steamroll his country or his people. Now, apparently, part of these peace talks have got some stuff in there that Zelensky said no right from the get-go. And one of them is, surprise, just let Putin have Crimea. Yeah. You know, the land that he stole, invaded, annexed, whatever way you want to put that? Yeah. Just let him have it. You know what's scary? Even the Turks don't want Putin to have that. They want that channel. They need that thing. They need that open. They don't want any bullshit from Russia. So, as bad as Turkey is, they're standing up for Ukraine. Last I heard, they were thinking about sending more arms their way, which would be a good thing. So there's that. And they had the State Department spokesperson, Tammy, whatever the hell her name is. What a rude, obnoxious person. Well, they all are. They all are. If she's working with Rubio in the State Department, you know she's going to be a bitch. Just saying. They tried to ask her about the concessions that are on the table right now that they suggest Ukrainians take. Well, guess what? They don't want to take them. And she's going on saying that we're doing the best that we can with what we got, and they're just being stubborn little a-holes and not standing up to their end of the bargain. Well, they're standing up to every inch of their bargain, because that was one of the main things, that they weren't going to just sit back and give Putin, because that was more stolen land. That was like pirated shit, right? So back when Rubio was he a senator or a congressman? Whatever. In 2014, when Crimea was being invaded by Russia, oh Jesus, Marco was all up in arms about that and how disgusting is that? That's disgraceful that Putin could march in there and take somebody else's land and blah, blah, blah. He went on and on. He had all these tirades about it. Now all of a sudden it's like, you take what you get and F off. That's basically what Rubio's saying now. But back then, he was a stand-up guy that had some morals. But when you say, put your hand on the, whatever the hell you're going to put it on, a chair, your wife's head, I don't care, your wife's arse, and you swear your oath, you also hand over your balls and your spine to Trump. That's just the way it works there. Everybody hands over their spine and their balls. And if you're a criminal, whew, more power to you. And Pam Bondi's out there now saying that anybody that works in the department, of any department in government, has to respect the rights of Christians. Nobody else's though, just the rights of Christians. So there's certain things you can't talk about abortion, you can't talk about anything like that because Christians don't agree with it. Too effing bad. Are you gonna let somebody talk about on the weekend when they had Seder at their house and talk about what was going on there? Can you talk about that? No? Ramadan. Oh, geez, don't be talking about that. That's not Christian. Can't have that. Then you get, speaking of religion, Maggoty Trader Peen there, the town boik. She's out there going on that the Pope wasn't a Christian and he's going to rot in hell. Do you believe? Yeah. She goes, yeah, he wasn't a good man, basically. Yeah, imagine her out there riding anything that moved in town and sleeping around 3 times on her husband and her family. But she's the moral majority. She gets to say whether the Pope was a good Christian or not. Because he told Vance and Trump off and told them to mind their own friggin' business and treat people like they wanted to be treated. How about they start bending down and washing the feet of prisoners like the Pope did? Ever see that happen? Not friggin' likely. Wonder if they even washed their own. They're going on more about the immigrants. Remember the immigrants? The Pope said, you don't treat people like that. You don't put them on planes, basically, and send them to lands they're not even from for crimes they never even committed. Throw them on a plane and put them in a hostile prison just because you don't happen to like the color of their skin. Or maybe you just don't like tattoos. I'd be screwed. I got a lot of those. But, yeah. So what do you think about that shit? Trump going on about all the immigrants. They're emptying in the jails. They're emptying the insane asylums. Has he looked at his cabinet? Has he looked? The masturbator himself has been convicted of 34 felony counts, found liable for sexual assault with 26 other accusers lined up behind him. He had 3 other indictments that, oh look, my people are in there, you better squash that. Okay, no problem, Donnie. So made all that shit go away. And then there was that other fraud case in New York. So, more criminals. Pete Hegseth. He was accused of all kinds of crimes. So he's another criminal. He almost bankrupted $500,000 from 2 veterans associations, or was it $500,000 each? I can't remember. Well, yeah, there's that. So I think that Trump is the one that ended up emptying the insane asylums and the prisons. That's what I think. Because all he's got is nut jobs and everything else in there. Half of them are crazy. I mean, RFK? Seriously? Seriously? Give your head a shake. Sweet suffering Jesus. And I'm hoping, I can't wait, like they had a little thing about George Clooney on there, and all I could put in the comment was, so George, when's that movie that you did on Ohio State University coming out with the sexual assault on your university wrestlers there? When's that coming out? That's what I'd like to know. That's what I want from George Clooney. You filmed it 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure the editing's done. I know pretty much how this stuff goes. You had the balls enough to say that Biden ought to step back. Maybe you should step up and put that video out. How about that? Just saying. But anyway, that's a little bit of a rant about everything today. I'm going to come back later. I got another one I'm going to do. But I just thought it was such a pretty... Look at the... I'm in a shirt. I don't even have a coat on. It's so wonderful. So anyway, what I'd like to do is to thank you for stopping by. If you like what you see, give it a subscribe. Burp, burp, burp. Doesn't cost a thing. I'm not selling nothing. I may suggest products than what I use that probably you can't get in the States. But anyway, yeah. So try that. Give us a subscribe. Hang out. Because it's about time to do these walkabouts now more often because I don't have to trudge through snow up to my ass. Just saying. So anyway, 9N loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. My hangers on. Mwah. Thank you for hanging on, for all the support. All you people out there, give me a pat on the back. I know that there's a bunch of people that have been unsubscribed because they're telling me, oh my God, I had to resubscribe to your channel. So maybe check that. Small problem, big world. We're doing good. We're doing good, everybody. Elbows up, Canada. Woohoo! Mwah. Elbows up, United States, because you're in this with us, and we love you for it. Take care.